these last few weeks been like for you? And then what was it like when you heard the news you were officially shut down too?
Yeah, I think it's always tough to miss games and miss time, and those last few weeks have been tough. Obviously, you want to be out there, you want to be playing. Was doing everything I could to, give myself a chance to get back out there. So, obviously frustrating, but trying to find ways to help and help the quarterbacks, help our offense, and contribute.
Do you have any concerns about how this will affect you long term?
No, I don't. I think from all conversations with doctors and our medical staff here going forward, I think it's something that's going to heal. It's just kind of a timing thing, and unfortunately, kind of ran out of time this season. So that's disappointing and frustrating, but it's part of this game, and something I've got to deal with. But I don't have any concerns long.
You say timing issues. Do you think that if you guys, had the chance to make the playoffs, or were going to be in the playoffs, there would be a possibility that you would have been able to return if that were the case?
I do think it was something, that's going to take some time. I think, so if there was more time, if it was earlier in the season, or if there was more time, I think I would have a better chance of coming back, a good chance of coming back. So. Like I said, it's disappointing and frustrating to miss games, to miss any game, and certainly this many.
Daniel, this is a hypothetical, but if they told you, the other day, your scan looks good, would you feel ready to play? Would you say, man, it still hurts, it still bothers me? Are there any limitations that you're feeling right now?
Yeah, I'd certainly be ready to play. I think, if I got the okay and the clearance from the doctors, I'd certainly be ready to play. And I didn't get that, so.
Do you feel it? Do you feel? What is going on here? Do you feel something?
Yeah, I think that's the deal. I think kind of day to day and what I'm doing, throwing, running, lifting weights. I don't have any issues doing that. I think it's certain positions and tests that they doctors do and look for that. Are still problematic.
So there's some range of motion or things like that?
I think range of motion's fine. I think it's symptoms in certain positions, and I feel good.
How do you Is there anything you can't do on the field, like when you were out?
Just contact, yeah. But anything.
But nothing like throws or anything you.
Yeah, no, I have no problem throwing or running or lifting or anything like that.
And do you think, now that you played your last game this season, do you think you improved this season? Like, how do you measure Daniel Jones's specific season?
We didn't win enough games, and I think that's the most important thing as I evaluate myself going forward. I do feel like I improved as a player. I think I think I've made progress and. Played, well at times, and obviously not well enough, plenty too, because, we didn't play well enough. We didn't win games. So that's the most important thing, I think, as I evaluate myself and, look to work on things going into the offseason.
That first week when you were injured and then you returned, you practiced on a limited basis, right? It seemed like, all right, he's making progress. Were you surprised that it didn't get better quicker?
Yeah, I don't know. I think initially when I got hurt, it was something I felt like would, I'd be able to get over fairly quickly, and it didn't work out that way. So that's disappointing. But when I spoke then and in those weeks, I always had the expectation to come back and play. So that part's disappointing, but it didn't work out that way. And like I said, my job now is to contribute to help this offense prepare, help the quarterbacks prepare, and get ready to play.
I think one thing that's been tough is that everything's kind of been vague. No one knows exactly what's going on. I don't know if do you care to clarify or share sort of what is?
I think it's a neck sprain, and trust what the doctors are saying, and I've got to do my best to listen to them and continue to work through it.
How much of a relief is it that there is no surgery required that we know of? Right?
Yeah, I think that's a huge relief. I think anytime you're dealing with your neck or something like that, it's you want to be smart and cautious, and but certainly relieved there's no surgery.
When people talk about sprains, like an ankle or something, there's always some swelling. Is it some swelling that is the thing that hasn't cleared up?
Yeah, I think there's some swelling there. I think with most injuries you're gonna have some kind of swelling around there, and it's that, and just still having symptoms in certain positions like we spoke about.
Daniel, was it hard for you to? They said, I think Judge told us you self-reported what you were feeling. As a player, is it hard? You want to stay on the field, but you also want to do the right thing. What was that process like of wondering whether it was serious enough to actually say something, and why did you decide to do it?
Well, I was after the game a few weeks ago. I was pretty sore and didn't have great range of motion. I knew there was something up with my neck. And I think if it's ever obvious to you something's wrong with your neck, it's probably smart to say something. So I did, but you're always if anytime you get injured, you're reporting your symptoms and talking to doctors, trying to get it right. So that was the approach.
Daniel, I assume this is your first pretty serious neck injury. Since playing football. Do you think this maybe will affect some of the things that you will do next year, as far as running or anything like that, where you maybe be a little more cautious or whatever it might be, having knowing that you had a neck issue?
I don't think it'll dramatically change that. I think that's part of what our offense does. That's part of what I feel like I can do. I think I've been we've talked about being smart and going down earlier, protecting myself, protecting the ball. I think those are things I'll continue to work on and certainly emphasized by this.
So you feel it won't be in your head at all next year when you come back to the field, as far as your previous neck injury and like that?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a concern.
In the short time that he's been here, what have you seen out of Jake, and what are you trying to do specifically to try to help him?
I think he's a smart guy. He's picked up the offense very quickly. You could tell it's he studies hard, and it has done a great job. So continue working with doing what I can to help him and all the quarterbacks. As we prepare.
How do you look at your future?
Joe said Monday that as far as he's concerned, you've shown enough to merit being back next year as a starter and down the road in the future. Had you heard that? And if so, what is your reaction to those comments?
Well, I think as we go forward and into next year, I think we've all got to do a better job. Like I said, we didn't win enough games, and we've got 3 important games to finish the season that obviously I won't be playing in, but I feel like I can contribute and help prepare. But we've all got to work to improve, to make sure we're moving forward as a team and in a better position next year. But I think the best way we're going to do that right now is finishing this season strong, and making sure we are prepared and play our best ball these last 3 weeks.
Have they said anything to you, though, about their desire to have you as a starting quarterback again next year?
I've spoken to Joe, and we've had conversations about that. But like I said, I think there's things that I need to improve on. There's things he expects me to improve on going forward. And I understand that. Obviously, take that very seriously. So, that's kind of my approach.
Daniel, would you?